We are here with another episode of Tailgate Talk, and I have our guests of honor, Gypsy, Jewel, and Amanda here, and they have a brand new podcast. They just got an award up here in New Hampshire. So tell us a little bit about yourselves, how you got started, and how this podcast came about.
All right. Well, before the Treasure Vortex started, there was a podcast called All Metal Mode Podcast, and I was co-hosting with Mike Hare for a while. And then one day we had Amanda on as a guest, and we hit it off from there, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And then as of January the what?
January 1st?
1st. Of 2022, we started the Treasure Vortex officially, rebranded the podcast. So it's exciting.
Yeah, we've been doing the podcast together since 2019 under All Metal Mode. And yeah, we decided to go with Treasure Vortex. So it was, we do as metal detectorists. Obviously, we see bottle dumps and things like that. So yeah, I wanted to capture some of the other types of treasures.
Yeah, we wanted to include all types of treasure hunting, so not just metal detecting, because a lot of us, when we're out there metal detecting, what usually happens is you happen upon an old dump, or you find maybe Native American artifacts, different types of, and then like her, I know we're from Texas, and we can metal detect and treasure hunt just about all year long, but for someone that lives in Maine, has to find other hobbies, to do in the wintertime. So
yeah, when the forest freezes, it's a sad day.
So we'd like to include those other hobbies too on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some of the episodes that you talk about? Is there one in particular that was really exciting to record?
Do you have a favorite?
I have a couple. I know that whenever we get back from a trip and her and I can actually reconnect, because obviously she's in Texas, I'm in Maine.
Yeah.
So we get to talk about each other's adventures on the show is always exciting. So I know when she got back from Arkansas, this last hunt, and I had gone to come out swinging, we got to talk about both of that, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, those type of shows are great. We've had a lot of great guests as well. I know that the Quarter Hoarder episode was a lot of fun to shoot, or a lot of episode to not shoot, but record. And, yeah, it was great talking with him, and it's a lot of fun having the different, priors, all detectorists, and it's awesome hearing how they got into the hobby, and yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome. So what are some of your most memorable finds or adventures that you've been on?
I would say the button dump. Wouldn't you say?
The button dump was a lot of fun. I know anytime you come up to Maine and we make it a whirlwind New England tour, it's a lot of fun. It's just great. I mean, obviously we're very fortunate to live in a very historical area with some fun stuff. And
so what are some of the things that you can find at a button dump or in this part of the country?
Oh, all right. So the button dump is outside like an old wool mill. So all clothing got shipped there, and they would pay people, and they would recycle it down and take all the buttons and zippers, anything that was in the pockets, and it would get dumped on the side of a hill or water. So when you go there, I know that it's the Garrett sifter is the greatest thing to be able to dump that stuff in and sift and find, Civil War buttons. Her and I have found some spectacular buttons there.
You found gold cufflinks there.
I did. I found a pair of gold cufflinks.
She found gold cufflinks. And like she said, one interesting thing that they would do is they would toss out, these clothes after they rip the buttons off and toss out what was discarded. There would be coins and other things in these pockets. So you find everything from jewelry and like the chauffeur pin that was probably pinned on the garment that got tossed away. Bottles, there were some bottles in there, so you can imagine probably some of the workers tossing it out to the trash and stuff like that as well. So, but the area that, she lives in, as opposed to Texas, colonial stuff, this last time I just flew up, here for New Hampshire bone hunt, and she picked me up, and we went to a couple of her permissions and swung the detector. I got stuff like musket ball. You know, something we don't find in Texas is ox shoes, and you know, we find lots of horseshoes. But for me, that was cool because I'd never found one until I came to Maine. So I like it anyway.
Well, you found your first tongue and shape for a colonial shoe buckle frame.
I did. I found my first buckle. Inner part of the little prong thing. What do you call it?
The tongue and shape.
Yeah. So of a colonial buckle, you know. So the colonial relics as well are just really fascinating for this area.
Yeah. So what can we expect to see from Treasure Vortex in the future?
Well, we've been working on it for a while, but I think we're almost there. I just recently moved, so getting re-situated, and we've almost to the point where we've got it set up where we can live stream not only just on radio kind of just our voices, but people will be able to see our faces as well, and we'll be able to stream through all kinds of venues like YouTube, as well as Facebook too, and what other medias.
So I'm not really sure if iHeart or Apple iPod, if they do the video aspect of it, but I know we are on iHeart and Apple iPod and Spotify and those type of platforms right now with the radio aspect. Awesome. So once we add that,
they'll be able to see us. We won't get to work from our pajamas anymore, but you know.
But then you'll get to show the treasures that you found.
We will be able to do that. So they'll be able to see our relic rooms, and we can show off some of our finds. Especially, you know, sometimes it's hard because people have to envision that. If they're not watching my YouTube channel and I'm trying to describe to her what I just found or dug. And if I haven't posted it on social media, you know, it's nice to be able to show that visual and people to see, there's something really neat about that, you know, more personable.
Definitely. And is there any advice that you'd like to give to our viewers today?
If you're new to digging, just keep digging that treasure, Keep digging that trash because you're bound to find treasure. I know we've met quite a few people here that, you know, I dug a bunch of, bottle caps and this, that, and the other. Well, if you dug a bottle cap, there's a good chance that somebody else didn't walk over that area because sometimes those good signals, you got to dig the trash to find the treasure.
Yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday. Yeah. I got into a spot and I was digging a lot of trash, and then boom, an Indian head penny. So someone hadn't walked right in that area, or it had probably been dug already. But yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It's kind of my slogan as zero discrimination as well as just dig it. So
awesome. Well, here we are. Thank you so much from Treasure Vortex today, and go ahead and listen to their podcast. I'll tag the link below. Thank y'all.
Thank you.